Today we are cleaning this Seiko Chronograph. It's a quartz movement and it is 7A34-7000, as you can see here. About this movement as known working, it has several scratches in the case, but not so much. The gold plating is worn out a little bit on the bezel, as you can see. The biggest problem is the glass, which will need replacing. I need to sort one out. It's very badly scratched. I've seen this in the past. This chronographs have a dome glass, as you can see, so it's pretty easy to get them scratched, you know, wearing them, banging the watch on the walls, on door knobs and stuff like that. I'm not gonna buy a Seiko original one because they are basically too expensive, but I'm gonna buy a Stern Quartz compatible one which has worked well in the past. So as you can see, there are also some small dents on the case, like that one, and particularly that's the start-stop button for the chronograph function, and it stucks when pressed down. At the moment it's stuck down. All the other buttons, pushers, they work pretty well. The crown also work pretty well. The date set is working, and the hour set is also working. So mechanically this has no major issues. It is only dirty as hell. This bracelet that came with original bracelet was also dirty and full of dirt, soil, glue, whatever. So I cleaned it out and I used it on since it was in pretty good condition, I used it in a better shaped, better looking watch that I had. So, oops, one more dent. Anyway, let's start. So I'm gonna flip the watch around, and with a case opener, 3-point case opener, I'm just gonna open it. It's just a matter of placing the case opener and just twist. That's pretty strong. It's a cheapo version of the Bergeon case openers, but it works pretty well. Strong enough. So here it is. As you can see, no battery, luckily, but there are traces of acid leak, so I had to be pretty careful when removing the circuit block cover, because this battery traces usually make the circuit block stick to the cover, to the metal cover, and that means that it can break it off when trying to, you know, separate them. There are some traces of acid leak and flakes, battery acid flakes here, as you can see. I don't know if you can. So there was a major issue with this. The back cover still has its original O-ring. It's pretty hard. I'm not gonna reuse it probably, I'm gonna change it. The next step is to get a very, sorry for bumping the camera, is to get a very thin pinhead and remove the stem with it. How it's how is it done? Just pull the crown to the second position, and as you can see here, there's a small hole with an engraving push. When you pull the crown to the second position, a lever is visible there with a small pinpoint. Just press it down. You don't need too much force. Just press it down and pull the crown out, just like that. Let's pull the crown out. Here's the crown. Interesting enough, there are some traces of acid leak. I don't know if it's acid leak, maybe probably it's just, yeah, whatever. The rubber sealing of the crown is totally hardened, so this will need also replacing. I don't know if I'm gonna replace it because this is a worn out movement, but anyway. So, getting an appropriate sized screwdriver. What I usually do, I can either clean the movement inside the case or remove the movement from the case, and this is what I will do. I will place it on a movement holder and work from there because I need to clean out the case. If the case had been cleaned, then that would not be necessary. What I do is I lever the cover plate a little bit like that so that it comes out, and then I just tighten a little bit that, then I just try to grab it with my hands, the tip of my nails. Okay, here goes. Sorry for the hand, and here you go. So the case, as you can see, it's pretty dirty. Some traces of rust. And obviously traces of the battery leak. Let's put that on the side. Sorry for bumping the case again. And here is the movement. Oh. It's in pretty bad condition. Mostly on the borders of the dial, as you can see. The acid leaked all the way through to the dial and started destroying the dial itself. So basically it leaked and then it went around the case. Okay. So the first thing to do, usually, just to be safe, is remove the hands. To remove the hands, I prefer replacing them in a most convenient position, and this implies putting back the crown. So I'll just turn the hour and minutes. Okay, like that. Then I will use a trick I learned online from a forum. I will just lift. Unfortunately, I don't have hand lifters, so I just adapt myself. I use two very thin screwdrivers and hope for the best. usually it works. And I start from the topmost chronograph hand. I do one by one because if I did all together, the hands will bend, and this is something I don't want. So the chronograph hand, let's put it back. Yeah. Now the minute hand. Whoa. Gotta be careful. They're a little bit magnetized, I noticed. Strange. And now the hour hand. The hour hand is a bit of a there you go. You hear the loud cluck. That was just the hand detaching itself. No worries, nothing broke. And now the small seconds. Chronograph seconds hand. Stick to the plastic back. Static. Okay. The chronograph minutes. To recognize them, this is a chronograph minute. It has a small black marking. This is the chronograph seconds, and you can see they have little black marks on the back side, so you can see exactly. You can recognize them. I put them back in place. So this one with the longer mark is the chronograph second, and this is the chronograph minute. So long mark, chronograph second, shorter mark, chronograph minute. And now the perpetual second hand. Let's see what kind of a mark it has. Actually, it also has a medium-sized black mark. Let me get the 3 again. So that's the short for the minute, and that's the long for the second. So apparently they're all the same. So chronograph minute, chronograph second, constant perpetual second. No, sorry. The other way around. Chronograph minute, chronograph second, constant second. Sorry, I moved the hand. Chronograph minute, chronograph second, perpetual second. So I'll do one thing. The perpetual second, I'm gonna put it in a separate part holder. Okay. And the dial needs some cleaning. It's pretty dirty. It's upside down, sorry. It's pretty dirty, as you can see. That's the damage from the acid. I have a better looking dial. So I don't need to worry about that. Nevertheless, I'll try my best to recover it, because this is the part that goes under the movement holder inside the case. So it's actually from the glass, it's not viewable. You cannot see it, basically. So a cleaner vertical piece. You can see that some of the dial lacquer is already missing here. It just flew off. Pity. Now, let's see if I can remove the dial, just to, keep it safe. Okay, one screw went. The other screw went. Good. They're not stuck in. This happened to another really rusty movement in the past, that I could not remove. Oh. Okay. Oh. I could not remove the dial because the screw was stuck in place by the rust. So here are the two screws. Okay. And remember this flake that attached? It's here. Pity. I will not be able to recover it. It's in a part where it's not visible yet. Let's see if I can put it back in place eventually. So, now we'll put these two small screws away. Yeah. And now, lifting off the dial was pretty easy. As you can see, that's the back side of the dial. Pretty condition here is small. Okay, and this goes inside. Oh, the flake fell off. Okay, it's not a problem. I'm not going to be able to restore it anyway. So inside a zipper bag. And that goes away. And this is the date mechanism, but I won't work on this now. Even if I could. Okay, this is the dial spacer. I'll just keep it like that for the moment. No, wait, I'll remove it because I have to flip it and then it will be damaged. So, let's see if I can. I need a stronger one, and possibly a smaller screw. Okay, so to remove the date mechanism on a Seiko 7A34, there are 3 screws. It's 1, 2, and 3. Let me make a close-up. Now that I'm starting to work on the movement itself. There you go. So as I said, 1, 2, and 3 screws. A very sharp screwdriver. Okay. 1. 2. Be very careful when you remove this, because the spring could eventually make the plate pop out, and this would mean that you could lose one screw. They're incredibly small, as you can see, and very hard to catch. And now just lift carefully. The holding plate. Spring plate. The date ring. The date switcher. This is plastic, so it's better to do it with vertical. Otherwise you can damage it. And not you, not now. Go back in place, please. Okay, don't worry, don't go back in place. Remove the date selector. And that plate, and finally the pinion. So this is how it looks like without the plates. I see some very small flakes. But it's actually in good condition. Now widen up a bit the image and flip the movement over.